Welcome and thanks for joining us. In this video, we'll take you inside the recent Regent Park Social Development Plan Planning Committee meeting, held on December 5th. During this session, the committee focused on the extension of the administrative coordinator's role and the critical importance of securing future funding for the SDP. The committee discussed the evolving responsibilities and extension of the SDP administrative role and the impact of funding on Regent Park's grassroots initiatives. The committee also talked about engaging the city, ensuring continued support for the community's transformative work through the Regent Park Social Development Plan. Let's dive into the discussions shaping the future of Regent Park.
All right. I already, read the purposes, and then we have done the, I'm just, going to review what was in the agenda and who are going, to speak out. I'm going, very quickly because we have only 10 minutes left that Felicia will join us, later on. The one is Toronto Community Update on a Tenant Council on a co-chairs with Felicia. And the next item is update on a stakeholders table meetings and the passing of the strategic plan at Michael. Rows, turns, and buds of the stakeholders tables meeting, which it has been held, on 27th with myself. And the next steps on the strategic plan. Can you just scroll up a little bit, Jewel? Thank you. I think, we have one or two more items. Yes, thank you. Striking the funding committee by Walied. And if there is any new business and any news, we will go, to the team and we ask them to speak up. Thank you very much. Just please scroll up again. Okay, I don't see, Felicia join us yet. Is there anything that any of the team member would like, to discuss, before that, or just talk about it? Or maybe I'm just, going before the Felicia is join us. I read out about.
Can I give an update? Can I just give an update?
Please go ahead.
I just noticed Felicia responded that she's not available today.
Okay, so maybe we can just go ahead. Yes, please, Adonis, go ahead.
I suggest that Joel gives an update regarding the status of our administrative staff first, and then we could go from there.
Yes, please, Joel, go ahead. And
And
scroll up, the page a little bit because you are off the page in between. Yeah, thank you.
Elena, can you see my hand?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make an announcement from RPNA.
Yes, after the Jewel has given the information, then the Walied will go ahead. Jewel, would you like, to speak out about the update that the Adonis has just, request you?
So they want to extend the position by another 3 to 5 months until the refresh, the full sort of process completes, I guess. And I think they want to shift the job description a little bit, but I don't have, it's something about more outreach, but I don't have details on that.
Okay.
So maybe it would be a good idea to invite Richard or Olenike to come and just give a summary of what they want to do.
You took my suggestion away.
Perfect. Yes, thank you very much. Walied, go ahead, please.
No, Joel just took, that's what I was going to suggest. We invite Richard or Ola to just speak to what the changes are to the job description. And so, yeah, if we can do that, then I'm comfortable.
All right. Would you like, to invite them for the next week, as we have decided, next week it would be the, almost the last week of our SDP meeting, and then we are going for a holiday, or you want to put it after the new year, means the next year, what the team decide. Adonis, you have a hands up, please just speak up. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, there's a proposal around the next steps that we will be talking about, and I wondered if that piece could go along with the invite, because there's a proposal to also talk to Richard about about a later. Basically, can we defer this decision for that until we come to the agenda item and see if we could merge those decisions into one.
All right, thank you very much. And welcome, Marlene. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Walied, do you have anything to add on?
I put my hand up too.
Yes, please. I don't see your yellow color hands, but please, if you
Yeah,
just,
that
yeah,
was
with
the hand I
yeah.
put up.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Go ahead.
I believe we said our last meeting would be today, but just so I'm just saying that because I think that's what we decided. But I do think it would be a good idea to meet next week, actually, if we can maybe reassess that decision because of especially the position. It would be good to be able to get that in place so it's rolling before the new year.
Okay, that's a good suggestion, but just I would like to ask you if we are putting the next week meeting, just we are going to meet, or you want to send the invitation to Richard and Olonika too, just the team members or including the city?
No, the purpose would be to have the city here so that could be taken care of and the contract can be drafted and signed and so on.
All right, so can I request you to send a email to them as a request and invitation email, and make sure that 100% they are joining us for the next week? And if they are not joining us, so we have to tell to the team members. Yes, Adonis, go ahead.
I guess because I asked to defer to this decision, but let's talk about it now then, if we were going to talk about it. As you know, the stakeholders at the last stakeholders table, the strategic plan was passed with some amendments. And we were going to talk about next steps. Michael could inform us later on what exactly was passed, but our next steps is to ask the planning committee to empower the strategic planning committee to meet with Richard around the whole around what was agreed to at the stakeholders table, basically around the principles of the strategic development plan that we presented to the stakeholders table, and begin discussions and negotiations around that. And since we plan to meet with Richard on again the strategic committee when they meet on Tuesdays, not part of the planning committee, a separate meeting with Richard. And perhaps we could add this rather than have Richard come to two entirely separate meetings, just have one meeting where we could even start with that piece on the agenda first, or regardless, we got to talk about it, but basically add that into the agenda item along with the strategic plans.
Hello?
Thank you. Yes, Michael, go ahead, please.
We'll get into this when we get to it, but I just wanted to say, like, what we passed at the stakeholders table was not the strategic plan. It was the key highlights from the strategic plan. We still have more work to do before the strategic plan is actually fully completed.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, Gail, you have a hands up. Go ahead, Gail.
Yeah, I would suggest though that we send out an email with kind of what those decisions were to the full audience that we are communicating with. So there's whoever was at the stakeholders table or whatever that mailing list is, we should have sent an email that says, here's what you voted on, here's what you decided. Yeah. I mean,
That's
and
going
we
out
know
tomorrow.
that, and we know that some people certainly didn't understand. So maybe it's a way to just get them on understanding, or at least giving them some information.
Thank you, Gail. Adonis has a hands up. Yes, please go ahead.
So before we go on, because I think I'm always a little baffled. So, because I know we go from person to person, so I just want to know if somebody's responding to that or if we just gloss over it, because
The
that seems to
response
happen
is
a lot.
it's going out tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate. Yes, Adonis, would you like to go ahead?
No, no, let's just debate what we're doing.
All right. Thank you very much. I don't see any other hands. So, what could be the decision at this moment? Would you like, to send the email and make a, one invitation to the city to Richard, or you are going, to make a separate one? Because we have to take a decision right now. We have only, 1 week for the SDP holidays. So please just, hands up and just, take a decision. Anybody would like to go? Is that okay with the Gail and the Walied that they are sending the email request to the city?
Yeah, so let me just say that I think if you want to send an email, you're sending it from kind of the SDP.
Yeah.
I think that's what we should be doing instead of saying individual people.
Yeah.
That's how I would look at it anyways, but.
Absolutely, yes. It's an official letter from the SDP requesting for a meeting with Richard and the SDFA staff related to well, I don't know how, I don't want to get into details, but a meeting on behalf that the Strategic Planning Committee would like to meet with Richard around the strategic plan, basically, and feedback from the presentation. But we're sending the presentation as well, so he'll see it, what we're talking about.
All right. Thank you very much. And welcome, Morshida. Yes, Michael, Walied has a hands up. And then after the Walied, you go ahead, please, Michael. Walied, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to emphasize that I think it's critically important for us to make the point that our goal is synergy amongst the process, not to have two differing processes. I think I recall Dini and others have mentioned this at meetings, whether it's a stakeholders table or other meetings, that it's not good for the community. And we also, I think it's important for us to have a better sense of what the feedback has been through their listening sessions. So my suggestion is for it not to be like, hey, we want to meet you just about what happened on our end, but we want to also hear more about what is happening on your end and how we can align this process into one. So I think if we approach it that way, I think it's going to be a much more fruitful conversation, right? Because everyone will have something to report back on. Okay.
Agreed.
Thank you very much. Michael, go ahead, please.
It might make more sense for Richard to come to the actual planning committee, since we now got 2 separate agenda items we want to talk with him, and they're not just strategic plan. Yeah, and if we're sending him documentation in advance, it should be the one that will go out tomorrow, which has the amendments in it.
Thank you very much, Michael. Anyone would like to Miguel, would you like to speak out?
I've got my hand up too, Elena.
Oh, sorry, I did not see you. Okay, go ahead, Jewel, and then Adonis, please.
Well, if Miguel wants to say something, that's fine.
Miguel, would you like to speak out? I did not see any hand, but I saw you are online.
No, I don't have anything to say at this moment. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Yes, Jewel, go ahead, and then Adonis.
I mean, I know that in the Strategic Planning Committee, there was this discussion about having a meeting with Richard at that place. So, I mean, I don't think it's the best idea, but I'm not against it. But I do think that the piece about the administrative coordinator is actually is different, and it doesn't make sense to sort of try to lump it under strategic planning. Then it just makes it look like we're just doing everything through strategic planning, and there's no real logic to it. So I think if we do want to separate them, if we do want to have one of them in the strategic planning committee, I think we should separate them then, and have Richard can come to 2 meetings. I think that's something he can do. We just got what they request is having a bit of notice.
Thank you, Joe, for the suggestion. Adonis, please go ahead.
I'm just trying to avoid 2 meetings rather than just 1 meeting too. But if you feel that 2 meetings with Richard, given that we're we've got, I don't know, 2 weeks left before the holidays. If we can make 2 meetings, that'd be great. That's fine.
Thank you very much, Adonis. Based on the, everyone's, suggestion, yeah, you want to go ahead, Michael? No problem. Go ahead. Then after I will just go. Go ahead, Michael, please.
Well, first of all, like, there's basically 3 dates when this could happen. The 10th, the 15th, or whatever it is, the 10th, the 12th, or the 17th. 10th, the 12th, or the 17th are basically the times when it even possibly could happen. So he might settle it by just telling us when he's available. But as far as my preference is concerned, it depends what our expectations are. I mean, I could go with either way, but I didn't get the impression from the last Strategic Planning Committee meeting that, like, it was as clear as it is being presented today that we're focusing just on those 8 decisions during our discussion with Richard. So, I mean, regardless of whether it's just the Strategic Planning Committee or it's the Planning Committee, how the meeting goes is how the meeting goes. I mean, I don't know how much we can do about that. I would like to actually just focus on those 8 slides at this point in time, but I also don't want us to think that that's the entire official plan. I mean, the strategic plan, and then we're done. It's not. There were a whole bunch of other discussions we had in May that have been sent out multiple times in the reports that people have received throughout this process, and that material also has to be further worked on. But I would like our next meeting with Richard to be fairly limited and not prioritize one of those slides over another and not go too far in different directions. I don't know how much of an agreement even amongst ourselves at this point we really have on that. So I don't know whether it makes a lot of difference whether this happens at the Planning Committee or the Strategic Planning Group, but we also don't have a lot of dates remaining that this can even happen on. So if he tells us where he's only available on one of those days, I think we should just accept it.
Thank you very much, Michael. Yeah, I feel based on the timing, first of all, I suggest, we have to really clarify with the city and, Richard, that they are available during this timing or not, the first of things, that we make sure that they are available, and when we can make only request to them, and the suggestion that we have 2 different items. Would you like to be appeared in 2 different, meeting with us, or you want to combine, in one meeting, and we invite you in one meeting, but we discuss about the 2 different items. So if we are giving them the choice and the timing that we have based on the SDP timing, I think we will get the better result that what we are going to discuss and when we are going to discuss. This is just a suggestion. And I feel definitely the city also, they have their own holidays, but I'm not sure the Richard want to just go for a holidays earlier or maybe later. First of all, we have to make sure that he is available during this timing. Then we can go and discuss about the items. Thank you. Anyone else would you like to discuss about this or what is the final decision, Jewel? Are you going to send the email and verify from the city and Richard that is he available, as well as the item that we want to discuss it, and then provide the information to hold the team member that how the things are going on with the city as well as the meeting.
Well, I was going to ask Brandy to send it, assuming she can do that tomorrow. If not, I can make sure that it happens.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Jewel. All right, then the Jewel will, send the email, or maybe request the Brandy to send the email to verify and identify the items as well as the timing and availability, and then they will get back to the team members of the SDP. that this plan, it would be this meeting, it would be 2 times in a strategic planning or the this planning committee, or it would be only 1. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, so, but just help me here. Have we actually landed on what is, people have given different ideas, but I'm not sure what we're landing on.
Yeah, I think, yes, of course, they are giving different idea about that we should have the 2 different meeting with the city and Richard, because there are 2 different proposal as well as 2 different subjects that it
Can we
should be
just check and make
discussed
sure that's what everybody
separately.
agrees to?
Yeah, and these are just the proposal that I'm telling. But the other proposal is that we are clarified with the city that are they agree to go with the 1 go meeting with the 2 different subjects, and it would be discussed at once with them. And then if not, based on the availability, if they are available and they are able to participate in 2 different meetings, so we are going based on 2 different meetings, and each committee, they have their own team member. As usual, they can participate in the same meeting. This is the proposal. Now, I would like the other team members just, step in and give their suggestion, or maybe their agreements or maybe disagreement about this matter and how we are going to do.
So I can live with that. That's fine. But I do like Michael's suggestion. I would say this just as a small bringing those together, that the first choice would be planning committee if we end up deciding that. And then if that doesn't work for Richard, then the strategic planning committee would be a second option.
Yes, perfect. I feel, that's the things that I also have suggested, because we have to give the Richard option that they choose which way they are more comfortable, and they are free, to join us. So if we are giving them the option, they will give us another, option with the, better result, and we announce, to all the team members. Is there anyone against this decision for sending an email to the Richard for the verification, through the Brandy, and then we inform the team member and understand, how we are going based on the Richard response, that when he is available, and if he is available for 2 separate meeting or 1 meeting on the go for 2 different proposals. Anyone against this? I don't see any hands. Nobody speak out. I think,
I abstain. I abstain.
Yes, Adonis, please go ahead.
No, I abstain. I'm not, yeah. So
Okay.
I don't agree, but I'll let it be.
All right, thank you very much, Adonis. Anyone else before I go? I don't see any hands. I think, yes, Jewel, we can just go based on the whatever it has been decided at this moment. The Brandy will send the email to the Richard for the planning committee meeting December 12th on a strategic planning and extension of the administration position. And we will wait for their reply. Now we are going to the next steps on a strategic plan. The next steps on a strategic plan. It is open to the team member, I feel. If anyone would like, to discuss about it, to say something, please come up. Yes,
Did we not?
go ahead.
Did we not do that already?
Yeah, we kind of did.
Yeah,
we did most of it. Yeah, the only thing I really want to emphasize still is that one of the remaining things we have to do in the strategic plan is go over the funding recommendations so we can put together sort of a final version of that.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things like that that still need to be done. Most of the other things we already talked about.
All right.
Yeah. And it's a good segue to the next agenda item. So whenever you're ready, Elena, let me know.
Yes, please. All right. As we discussed, about the strategic plan, now we are going ahead to the next, agenda item, which it was striking the funding committee by Walied. I invite Walied, go ahead and
just
just
gonna ask
talk about it.
any member of the planning committee would like to join the funding committee, and I'll try to make a pitch, and I hope people like my pitch. 2025, which is next year, is the last year of funding from the City of Toronto, as per the motion that was approved basically almost 5 years ago, if not more. I think it was 2019. So we have to focus on how to best resource the social development plan and these community benefit dollars that could be a potential source of funding for the for the social development plan. There is funding directly from the operating budget through the budget process, which will start in the new year. The city will put together a budget and present it for council for approval in February, and there will be opportunities for deputations. And what we're hoping to do is communicate the impact of funding that came through the social development plan. We have a draft document. Thanks to Michael, appreciate the work you put into that. But we still need to connect with groups that were funded through the social development plan to identify the impact of the funding through the allocations made in the last 2 years. So it could complete that, complete the picture and complete a lobby document to members of council on why it's important to continue this investments in the social development plan for the years to come. So in the past, we had an active funding committee led by Diane, who I dearly miss. So I know Adonis has shown interest in supporting the funding committee. I'm hoping that other members of planning committee will show their interest today. We will have our first meeting in January, the second week of January, but in between now and January, we'll be working together on the document, or at least amend the document that has already been put together, and also recruit residents to be deputants at council and its committees. We actually had a really good turnout just yesterday. Is it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday when it came to the community council. We had a lot more residents registered than any other time before. And I think we want to have at least 25 to 30 residents prepped to depute to the impact of investments through the social development plan. So join us. We are striking it today, and we will take members even after this meeting. If they've shown interest, we'll send out an email through the SDP listserv. We'll put it out on the RPNA discussion group on Facebook. We'll put it on WhatsApp, in all forums, so we could recruit as many residents as possible who benefited from investments made through the SDP. So I'll pass it back to you, Elena. That's the purpose of this agenda item. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Walied. Yes, Marlene has a hand up. Please go ahead, Marlene.
No, I just because I want to join this group.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. Then, yes, yeah, Walied, is just writing down, your name as to be joined with this. Anyone else would like, to talk about this or just show the interest to joining this committee with the Walied? Please just hands up. Please speak out. I don't see any other hands. Anyone else would like to speak out?
Yes, I will join it. So I hope we start to get a couple meetings happening fairly quickly now, because the budget deputations are in January. I think it was 21st and 22nd. And let's start this in the next week or so.
All right, thank you very much, Michael. Anyone else from the team member who are present would like, to join, to give the name or just to speak out? Yes, Marlene, please go ahead.
We need a lot more people on this committee. There need to be a lot more voices than just a few people.
Yes, absolutely. What about if we are sending maybe the survey that who they are, who are interested, that they can just, join us through the survey and just, explain to them that what is happening how is work and how they have to do and what we are expecting from them. This type of information through the survey to the community, I think it would work very well. Yes, Walied, go ahead, please.
Great suggestion, Elena. Great idea. And I agree with Marlene. We need more people on this committee. We will be sending an email for a call for members to all the working groups of the SDP. So safety, communications, community building, and EED. So hopefully either the co-chairs or members at a bare minimum can join. We will also do a call out for the broader community. I'm confident that we will have about 20 members, if not more. We don't want it to be too large because the committee is going to just help with logistics when it comes to supporting residents prepare for deputations. It's also the committee's also mandate is going to be focused on the campaign itself to resource the social development plan. How does that look like? How do we implement it? How do we share the impact? You know how Daniels did an impact report on their revitalization for phases 1 to 3. We want to come up with an impact report on investments made through the social development plan, and we're going to educate residents through those educational opportunities, so folks feel confident and passionate to speak to why it's important. And lastly, we need to meet with members of council. This and the mayor's office, specifically the mayor's office. It's a strong mayoral system. The mayor decides the budget. Mayor Olivier Chow will decide whether or not the SDP will be funded for years to come. It's not even going to be our local councilor. Our local councilor is going to have a say, but it's the mayor that will actually determine that. So we need to make sure that we do a public campaign that's focused on securing the mayor's support. And I believe the folks who are going to be part of this committee will be able to inform that strategy. So I want to encourage all of you to please show up, be involved with this committee. If there's any way you want to leave your legacy after being involved with the SDP, this is it, my friends. This is about future generations. After next year, 2025, I'm not going to be probably around this table because of other priorities. So I hope that after 2025, we leave a legacy of continued funding and resources for a plan that actually works, a plan that's actually effective. The best example in the city, in my opinion. So I hope you will help us. I hope you, if you can't help us, recruit other residents to help us, because this is about the future. This is about the future of Regent Park. That's how the best I can put it. Thank you.
It's not helping us, it's helping yourself.
Yeah.
You're not helping us, you're helping yourself. You got to be involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. So you can keep my name also if I am here next year. Definitely, I would love to join you. Joel, you can just write down my name too at this moment. Yes, thank you very much. All right. Anyone else would like to register for this? Put their name down. Yes, Ali, thank you very much. Yeah, Jewel, please write the name Ali too. Yes. Ali El Shanti, thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Ali, you have a hands up?
Yes, at this time new.
Okay, please go ahead then.
Yeah, I want to register for this meeting with the constable or.
No, this is about the funding committee. This is about the funding committee that we are putting your name under the funding committee for the 2025. All right.
Okay. So okay, and Walied will be there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, then we get a benefit from his experience.
Yes, the Walied is giving a nod, means yes.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to go?
Miguel just sent me a message. He says that he wants to be part of it as well.
All right, beautiful. Jewel, please add the name Miguel also. Thank you. So I think, I'm going, to read the name for the funding committee led by Walied, Marlene, Michael, Adonis, Elena, Ali, and Miguel. At this moment, they
Yeah.
have shown the interest.
Yeah, sorry guys, I was busy. Yes, I joined the committee.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, your name, it has been, added, and I read the name. Anyone else? All right. If this strike the funding committee is done and there is no objections, we are going for the new business. There is no objection to move to the next item. Is there any objection or any thought regarding the previous striking the funding committee? Please come up, raise your hands, or show up or speak up. All right, I don't see any hands. No one is speak up. So we can just say the striking funding. Okay, Walied, you have a hands up for this? Yes, please go ahead.
7:04, just because the meeting is done. I didn't want to make an announcement related to RPN, but I'll bring it up at the next meeting because it's gonna take a long conversation. So I'll defer that to the next meeting, and hopefully Felicia will be able to join us because I believe the board meeting, Miguel, correct me if I'm wrong, is next week. Related to
That's correct, but it's Thursday.
Thursday. Perfect. And if so, yeah, and thanks for the details on how to depute. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you very much.
Is that board meeting going to be done in time?
The board
Because
meeting.
we have an afternoon planning committee next week.
Yeah, so we don't know. Maybe that's what they're going to present, but they're putting forward a recommendation to the TCC board meeting first before it comes to the planning and housing committee.
No, I mean our planning committee. I'm just worried about the timing, not the content of the resolution.
Yeah, the timing.
Are people going to be able to get to the 1 o'clock meeting next week?
Yeah, the meeting is usually in the morning.
Well, I know. I don't know they start in the morning. Will it be finished in the morning?
I don't think so. But hopefully the item will be considered before our planning meeting.
All right. Thank you, everyone. This was only the announcement for the RPN, Walied, or do you have any other announcement? Because we are going to the new business. If anyone would like to talk about it.
Yeah, the announcements were connected. I'll just bring it to the next meeting. So
okay, that's okay. Fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else, before we close the session? It was a fantastic session. Thank you very much for the participation of all. It was fantastic. Thank you, Jewel, for writing down, taking a note. And of course, each and every member of the, today's meeting presented. Thank you to all. It was really enjoyable meeting. It was a really, really, I can say, helpful suggestion that we have taken from this meeting, from any and each and every one of the team member today. And thank you for the participation. If you do not have anything, to say or just talk or maybe, raise your hands. If you do not, maybe we can say bye-bye and have a good evening.
Before you leave, Ali, could you just remind me what your email address is, my friend?
Oh, hi, baby. Sorry.
Yeah. Me?
I cannot hear on my left.
Ali, maybe you can just write it down in a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, please write it down in a chat. Do you have the chat? Yes. You see the chat? Yes. Just click on it and just, type over there that they can take it.
Thank you, Ali.
Yeah, okay, welcome.
Because I want to make sure you're part of the email, so.
Yeah, because you sent me an email, I didn't get it.
I was looking for your email. I forgot how it started. I texted you, that's why.
Yeah, are you typing?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, let's just wait for him to type. And
yes, yeah. That's why I'm asking. Okay, yes, it is here. A_Elshanti hotmail.com.
At hotmail.com.
Yes, absolutely.
I have it saved. Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate.
Thank you, Elena. Great job facilitating as
Our
always.
meeting, it will finish and it is 7-8 p.m.
Good job, Elena. Good job.
Everyone. Take care.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Murshida, everyone. I'm just not taking
Bye, guys. It was
Have a great evening, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe
to our YouTube channel. And please follow us on our social media platform. For more information, you can check out our website.